While the Orlando Magic started to clean house yesterday by firing Otis Smith and Stan Van Gundy, today it's time for the LA Lakers to start seriously considering rebuilding, because you saw what happened last night against a younger, fresher Oklahoma City team, blowing away the Lakers late in the third, early in the fourth. And really, guys, you have to look at the Lakers, and yeah, they're going to use the excuses that the strike-shortened campaign really cut down on their practice time, didn't allow head coach Mike Brown to really institute many of his offensive philosophies, didn't allow them to really fully get rid of the triangle offense that they ran for so many years that Phil Jackson was in town. But seriously, is Mike Brown really the choice, the right choice as head coach? Why they passed on Brian Shaw in the first place is beyond me. But really, what did Mike Brown ever do in Cleveland other than say, hey, LeBron, here's the ball, score 40. Okay, we might get a chance to win. I mean, seriously, what makes this guy a good head coach? Really, you look at the bonehead play last night, the only way the Lakers were in this game, even contending for the perhaps cover, because they weren't going to win the game, seriously, even when that was a 2-3 point game, even when it was tied in the third quarter, was because Kobe was doing everything there last night. And then, okay, I understand you got to give the guy some rest. But seriously, the guy has played 38, 39 minutes in games 3 and 4. He has carried the offensive load with back-to-back 38-point games. He is carrying your team in game number 5. What are you going to rest him for? Next month? August? So he can watch preseason football on TV like the rest of us? I mean, seriously, what are you resting Kobe for that little small bridge last minute of the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter? Boom, Thunder come down and score. Boom, Thunder score again. Boom, Thunder score again. I mean, guys, the game was over right then. You put Kobe back, it's all over. And then you got to think about the way the offense flowed last night, or rather how it didn't flow. Did they even allow Andrew Bynum to touch the ball for about a 10-minute stretch midway through the third quarter, through pretty much until about 3 minutes were left in the game? That ball never went inside the Bynum. Now, of course, that's one of the problems when you're playing with Kobe, because when Kobe's got a stranglehold on the offense, everybody else just stands around and goes, oops, the ball's never coming my way, you know. But seriously, the Lakers really got to do some seriously rebuilding out there. I mean, World Meta Peace, okay, had a nice season, but really, he's no more than a sixth man any longer at this stage of his career. Ramon Sessions, upgraded point guard over Derek Fisher for sure, but is he the guy you want to commit long-term with some big dollars at the point? But then again, what's better out there for him? And the reserves that they got, yeah, Jordan Hill really was surprising after his acquisition late in the season, had a very nice playoff run. But Devin, what is his last name? Devin Ebanks? Devin Ebanks, right, and Matt Barnes, what a joke. Other than those tats that he has, I mean, Barnes was absolutely worthless this year for the Lakers. They just don't have a lot of talent. And then you got Gasol. I mean, listen, you hurt the poor guy's feelings this year. Get rid of him next year. If anybody will take him. But seriously, who's going to take him? Then you look at, what's his name? Bynum. Remember after game number 1, that monster game he had in the first round series against Denver? Everybody was saying, oh my God, how could you have ever traded Andrew Bynum? This guy is going to be the most dominant center. Forget about Dwight Howard. Andrew who is what you were saying the rest of the postseason. Lakers have some problems, and let's forget about trading Bynum for Dwight Howard, because now you got Dwight Howard, a guy with bulging disc problems. How much is he going to give you the rest of his career? Jury is still out there. So you got two teams, opposite ends of the coast. Both are definitely going to have to go in rebuilding modes. No, the bad thing about the Orlando Magic, Otis Smith, oh my God, he should have been given the axe a year and a half ago. Look at the devastation that he has created in Orlando. I mean, you look up and down at this roster and the junk and the salary cap problems that he has left the Magic with. I mean, you talk about dreck. You think you're going to be able to pawn off Turkoglu or Richardson, either one of the Richardsons, Jason or Quincy, with the contracts that he has saddled this franchise with? They have got no hope of getting any good talent in there to surround Howard if they want to keep him. So, Stan Van Gundy's the only guy that might come up smelling like a rose, because the guy can actually coach. Sad, sad thing. So anyway, guys, let's get busy here today. As for yesterday on the video report, I gave you a winner on the Boston Celtics. I took a pass on both of yesterday's NBA games. Instead, I headed off to baseball because I thought that's where the best bet was. And, the gambling gods were back smiling over my shoulder, because I had the Miami Marlins on the run line last night as a $1.40 underdog. They were down 4-0 before they had their first at bat, and then they came back and won the game 7-4. I'll tell you guys, when you have a run line play and you're down 4-0 before your team has seen their first bat, that's pretty damn lucky. Tonight, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to talk here about Indiana, Miami. And granted, I've had a very nice run in this series. Gave you a game 1 free winner, and then in games 2, 3, and 4 cashed in. Or excuse me, in games 2 and 3 cashed in with big plays on the Pacers. Game number 4, thought I had a winner on the Pacers until that third quarter. Going to break down game number 5 and give you a free pick on it instead. As for me personally, I'm going back in baseball for another underdog selection here this evening. But let me talk about a couple of the guys I also mentioned in yesterday's video report. Anthony Redd yesterday had a very rare play for him. Only the 4th time this entire season, a 75-dime release, and he cashed in easily with the Boston Celtics. Tonight, A-Red looking for NBA winner number 5 out of 6. And it's his 60-dime second-round lock of the year on the Pacers and Heat. This is a bigger play than his 50-dime winner on the Spurs over the Clippers in game number 3 on Saturday. A bigger play than his 40-dime winner on the 76ers over Boston on Friday night. That's what Anthony Redd has going for him. Craig Davis did it again last night. 40-dime NBA teaser of the year for the postseason. Could have played them both straight up. Boston and Oklahoma City both getting the job done easily. Tonight for Craig, playoff winner number 7 out of 9. And it's his 40-dime winner number 3 in a row. And it is his winner number 5 in a row in the Miami-Indiana series. That's right, he is undefeated in this series so far. Craig, so far in this series, of course, he started you with a free pick on Miami in game number 1. Tonight's play is just as strong as the 40-dime winner he had on the Pacers in game number 2. It's more powerful than the 30-dime winner he had on Indiana in game number 3. And he is the only handicapper at this site on Sunday to have the Miami Heat in game number 4. The only guy to be on the right side in that game, and that was a 20-dime play. And tonight, 40-dime winner number 3 in a row is twice as strong. And again, it's his playoff winner number 7 out of 9 overall for Craig Davis going this evening. So those are among the handicappers that are hot. Trace Adams, NBA best bet run 13-6. He has his top-rated 1,000-star winner, FYI, number 5 out of 7 on Indiana and Miami tonight. Unfortunately, the $5 play of the week yesterday, Jeff Benton goes down with the Lakers as his 60-dime winner. I think it was number 8 out of 11 goes up in flames as the Thunder rolled over the Heat in the fourth quarter. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to the Thunder Spurs series. That should be some entertaining basketball. I don't know if anybody other than, true NBA junkies like us and maybe some hardcore fans in the middle of America and in the southwest of the country are going to be watching that series. Jesus, can you imagine the NBA league offices in New York and the television networks right now going, oh my God, please don't give us like the Pacers and the Thunder or the Pacers and the Spurs, as the NBA Finals might be the lowest rated finals you'll ever see in Nielsen's history. Anyway, guys, let me get to your money saving discount coupon code. You can save $15 today on a single purchase by using REBUILD15. REBUILD15. REBUILD and the number 15. REBUILD. Let me spell it correctly this time around. REBUILD 15. It's my own damn fault. I picked the code. Rebuild 15. REBUILD 15. MOUSA. Rebuild 15. That'll save you $15 off a single purchase today. Now, in the game tonight, Indiana and Miami, it's a tough game. It's a 6.5-point number. Listen, you saw how well the Pacers, really, they played pretty darn well for 3.5 quarters in game number 1. They came out and took control of game number 2. They dominated in game number 3. They were looking like gangbusters in game number 4. It looked like they had to win, salted away, up at halftime, up by 10 points, midway through the third quarter. But then all hell broke loose in the fact that Roy Hibbert was saddled with foul trouble. Well, when Hibbert can only play 11 minutes in the second half of game number 4, that's what happened to the Pacers. Remember, he was coming off that monstrous 19.18 rebound, 5 block block shot performance in game number 3. Now, after the game, Frank Vogel said that he made a mistake by leaving David West, who was also in foul trouble, and Roy Hibbert on the bench too long in the second half, which allowed Miami to really take control of the game. And certainly they did, because LeBron was simply phenomenal. I have to give him his props. 40 points, 18 rebounds, 9 assists. And Dwayne Wade remembered that, hey, you know, once upon a time I used to be a high-profile scorer like Kobe was, and scored 22 of his 30 points in the second half and finished with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. At one point, James and D. Wade combined for 38 straight points in that game. 43 total points they accounted for in the second half with 19 rebounds. Now, compare that to Indiana only had 39 points as a team in the second half. But, you know, I think there's still some warning signs here in terms of the Pacers, or in terms of Miami. You know, Udonis Haslem had 14 points and 4 rebounds in 25 minutes in game number 4 as their third leading scorer. Well, that's nice, because that was about the best game the Haslems had in about a month and a half, because this guy couldn't hit the broadside of a brick if you gave him, you know, you spotted him 10 feet. I mean, this guy just has been awful. And, you know, you look at Hibbert having just 10 points, West going 3 for 8, finishing with just 8 points and 6 rebounds, only 28 foul-plagued minutes. Will those guys, West and Hibbert, be limited to 18 points again, as they were in game number 4, tonight in game number 5? You know, you look at the Heat's other starters. They went back to starting Ronnie Turiaf at center, and Shane Battier and Mario Chalmers. You take out James and Wade, their 2 big performances. The other 3 starters accounted for 11 points and 4 for 16 shootings. The bench, other than Haslem having that big game, accounted for 6 points and 8 rebounds in 52 minutes of work. Again, the Miami bench has been awful this entire series. The Miami three-point shooting, actually very good in this particular game, 5 for 12, but 5 for 42 in the first 3 games in this series. You know, the other night after the Lakers won game number 3 against the Thunder, I said, how many times are you going to see a Lakers team, or any team for that matter, hit 41 out of 42 free throws, and that's because you won the game? Well, I ask you this tonight. How many times are you going to see 2 guys, LeBron and D. Wade, just go crazy and account for 70 of your team's 101 points, and at the same time see the other team's 2 top big men, David West and Roy Hibbert, play next to nothing in the second half because they're both plagued by fouls? So that leads me to believe that Indiana plus the points would be the play. But, you know there had to be a but here, right? But, no doubt, the Heat have momentum on their side. Never discount Big Mo. And we're not talking about Mo Vaughn here, guys. Never discount when momentum's on your side and you're going back at home when you were discounted for being dead and now you come back to life. Instead, I think the play actually tonight might be to take this game to go over the posted total. I like the fact that Danny Granger has started to find his shooting touch in this game, 8 for 18 for 20 points in game number 3, game number 4, after breaking out in game number 3. Again, the Pacers have shown no fear in this series. They know what they can do in Miami. They took a split in the first 2 games. Pacers look at this game as, hey, we are in this series where nobody gave us a chance. We are in a position to reclaim the home court advantage here today. And I think that both teams have gotten their confidence back in terms of shooting the ball. Miami shot 47.5% in game number 4. Pacers shot 42%, which for them against this Miami defense is still pretty good. I think the number, which is sitting, I believe, off the top of my head around 181.5, is a little low. I'm anticipating both of these teams getting into the mid-90s tonight. I think it's going to be more of a transition type of game, so I actually like this game to go over the posted total for your free pick. Lean a little bit towards Indiana, but I would rather see a good game breakout and go with the total and not worry about the side, because again, listen, you thought Indiana was to play in game number 1 and you saw what happened there when Miami broke out in the 4th quarter and pulled away for the win and cover. You thought Indiana was to play in game number 4, as I did as well, and you saw what happened there when all hell broke loose in the 4th quarter. So tonight, why play the side? Take the total and go with the over. Good luck, everybody, and I will catch you again come Friday. I only wish it was Friday. Come Wednesday morning. It only seems like it's going to be Friday soon. Take it easy, guys.